Yeah, coming home in the bus from Home Depot. There's something on the side of the road, and hopped out, looked at it real quick, and turned around and grabbed my truck with ramps in it. And if they're still there, one of the pieces are going to go on the back of my truck, at least one of the pieces. So we roll up here, and they're still there, which they are. I'm close enough I can cut anybody off. We'll see about loading those guys, or at least the Craftsman, in my truck. So let's go get them. Like it's been sitting out in the weather a tad. Is it a 5-horse? Nine. That's a good sign. So let's get the ramp set up and see if we can get that puppy in my truck. We'll bring her home and look at it. This might be a real drag. This one's a 2-stroker. I think I'm gonna leave it behind. They're just not worth the effort. Be worn down anyway. I think there was a mower out here too, because this is the shroud from a tractor. So I have a feeling someone grabbed the tractor, left that. Oh well. So, see the scratch marks on the floor. That's where I dragged it in. And I figure we'll go pop her up and take the covers off and give a quick assessment and make sure it's worth putting the time and effort into the machine. It looks like it sat like behind, in the backyard somewhere for quite a while and just was forgotten about, or needed the garage space and got put out, and then they went to go try and start it and it wouldn't start, and I just don't know. So we're gonna go figure that out right now. So I'm gonna go pop some air on the table, lift the table up. We'll take this cover off and the belly pan underneath, and that'll give us a better inspection of what we have. Shifter doesn't move, it's frozen in place. The shift end of it looks like it's all kind of rattled out of the hole. Missing one of the chains. Not that that's a big deal, just get rid of the one that's on there. Those tires are good enough. Dirty, but there's some in there. That's a good sign. Alright, let me get this sucker up in the air and we'll see what we got. Yeah, let's see if we can get it way in there. Bottom's full of crap. And let's see what prizes this gives us. Yeah, critters. Good old critters. Go get ourselves a light. We'll peek under there. We'll see what condition that transmission's in. That chain is pretty rusty. I bet you it'll free up though. drive disc isn't burned up. I don't see anything that's telling us to go stop right here. Shaft is kind of rusty. That'll need some cleaning up. You think anything will come out of it? Nice yellow fuel. Yeah. I'm going to plug into it, see how the electric start chugs over and see if we got spark. Yeah, let's go throw the extension cord in it. Easier said than done. Yep, I got a watchdog watching me. Let's go see what happens. Cranks. Let's go see if that guy has any spark. Make sure it's on. Now it's on. And it has spark. We pop that plug out. We'll dump a little bit of gas in it. Just make sure she fires over. I don't see why she shouldn't, but let's do it anyway. Let's go give it a little tinkle. A tinkle. Let's see what that does for us. Should run for about 5 seconds and die. Where are we? Well, there you go. So, I would say the motor's probably okay, and everything is just due to sitting out in the weather. So next we're going to go pull that carburetor apart and off, see what that looks like. Let's go drop that float pole and see what it tells us as far as the story of past abuse. I got that pair of vice grips on the back side, clipping the line off. I think there's about an inch left in the fuel tank. Actually, it's not too bad. Dirty fuel, but not a ridiculous. See some water floating around the bottom there too. That's picking it up. The dark spot on the bottom is the water that separates. Jet looks pretty good. I think you probably don't need to remove it and blow the jets out. I'm going to take a mirror and look up underneath and kind of give it a quick inspection. If I see any kind of stalactites or whatnot growing in there, we'll tear it out further, but let's go see. See if I can do this for you guys. I am looking straight up inside there. Actually looks pretty good. So again, I think I'm just going to take an air gun. We'll blow out those passages. I'm going to probably pop that float off there, clean that float. It doesn't look very dirty. Surprised, judging from the outside. So I figured I'd carbs all put back together, cleaned, gas tank's empty. But before I put fuel in it, I figure I'd flip it up on end and we'll deal with the transmission stuff now while there's nothing but oil in it, and have less of a chance of stuff spilling out. So let's go tip it up on the bucket. That's why I have clearance. Kind of see what's happening. So for shifting, this needs to be able to slide back and forth, and that's frozen up on the shaft, so that's going to need some love with the wire wheel. And the chain just looks like I'm going to back it up to get this crap out of it. And if we shoot some lube in there too. There it goes. Yeah, so let me get that crap out of there, and we'll start getting to wire wheeling. Let's make some noise. Get that blob to where I can get to it. Yeah, most of it. Let's get to cleaning that shaft up. Let's go for this side first, I think. Probably be the best way to get in there. Then we'll try tapping it that direction and we'll clean the other side up. Stinking glasses. You wear glasses and you wear the respirator mask. Fogs up your glasses. One more. Think it'll go? I have to spray a little juice in there. Now I'm going to take a wire wheel, I'm going to clean this side up and spray a little juice, and we'll start tapping it back and forth so you can get it free up. So that's freed up. The shifter now moves. I'm going to go soak that chain a little bit and we'll kind of move on to something else while that's kind of getting a little try to anyway. Smooth, ain't it? Should come back. Give that other one a little bit of that'll work its way in. Again, I'm just gonna go spray and lube a bunch of those points. Let that go. I gotta get rid of some of the crap that's still in the chain. If I was a master link, I might just take it right off and do that. But I think I want to jump and get that chain off of there. See if we get this tire to seat on the bead and fix that issue. Should be able to get that off without any hand tools. You know how much I just want to cut it. How was that sucker on there? That's the one. This is the one that's supposed to come off first. But you would think with a flat tire, you would have had the room. Cutting wheel's gonna get that guy. Again, it's not going back on. Let's see if the tire will go back on the bead. It's tubeless. Let's take the stem out of the center of it. And that allows to get a much faster air blast into it. Not true with any tire. Now, hopefully it stayed seated. Looks like it did. That's better. So that chain kind of moves. I took some stuff and dug out all the crap on it, but it still needs to be kind of cleaned up, and some of the links are kind of frozen up. So I'm going to try hitting it with a wire wheel and getting some of the crap off of it. one bad area right there. You can see the links are still binding. Some more lube on that. We'll kind of work on that a little bit more, see if we can get it freed up. If I had a master link, I'd take it off and kind of clean it on the bench wire wheel. I do not see one. I mean, I can press it out of there with a chain brake, but if I don't want to. I don't want to do it if I don't have to. So the chain's getting pretty freed up. What I'm doing is I'm just kind of working it around. And if I see a link, I'm looking right here, that is still sitting on an angle. I don't like that one right there. And when it just kind of comes around, I'm just giving them a little tap. And that just gets that, here's one right there, you see it's stuck. I'm just kind of working them around. There's one right there. And then eventually, they'll free up. There's maybe only about 2 or 3 that are having a problem right now. I'm probably going to get it so it runs, and then I'll put it on the floor with the wheels up. We'll just lock the handle down. We'll just let it spin for a while. You can already see it's much better. That noise, they're always noisy, even from the factory. They're pretty noisy with that sound. You gotta remember, this thing spins really slow. It's not like it's a bicycle or a motorcycle with the chain really whipping around. This is about the speed it would run at. That's better. I'm gonna go wipe down all the stuff I got in here and try to knock it down where it's not needed. Clean that out. If I flip it back on, we'll put some gas in it, fire it up, we'll let it run, see how the carb is and some other stuff, and we'll let it run and we'll let that do its thing. Once the PB blaster kind of gets in there and gets the rust out of the knuckles, we'll come back and we'll wipe it with either oil or a grease or a chain lube, and that should save it for the future. You're ready to flip it back over, but spun it by hand for a little bit more, but it's getting there. So I got some fresh gas in it. Should be ready to go. Choke it. Get one of them. Carburetor's hunting. The idle circuit is dirty. That's what's causing that. So I'm going to go take this bracket off. I'm going to go take that idle screw out of there. That's it, back in there, and blow that out. That's what I get for not doing it the first time around. So that's that jet that was showing you. Hopefully the white there will help it keep it in focus. If you can see the very tip of that. There's a pinhole on the side of it, and it's got little holes on the other side. Well, that's the passage that gets blocked. So I like to take a wire brush, fold one of the bristles down. If I could see what I was doing. There we go. Kind of stab it and clear it. Not saying that this is what was causing that surge. The idle circuit is what's causing that surge, but it could be that the passage inside the carburetor itself is no good. We're going to start with this. And if not, we can take the whole carb off, soak it. I have about a 50-50 success rate whether that fixes the problem or not. Usually, this one doesn't look all that dirty, but again, sorry about that. Doesn't make it so that nothing's a given. Let's go see if that fix our hunting. I could tell someone's already been in there before because there's a little rubber plug that goes over the end of that, and it was already removed. So somebody already had their way with it. Could even be why they gave up on it, you know. Carbs are not that. A replacement China carb is like 25 bucks, but I'd rather not put that into it if I don't need to. Let's go. What are we doing? Firing it up? Choke. That was it. See how it was able to idle. See how the crap is still blowing out from the nest in the shroud. So I'm going to take and shoot the air gun into the fan while it's running, kind of blow back and forth. Generally you can kind of get 90%, 100% out of there. If I find that I'm not getting a good airflow coming across these fins from the fan, I'll have to take the pull start apart and get all that off of there, but I don't think it's that bad. Throttle. Don't know if we need. Getting there. So I'm going to let that run out there till it runs out of gas, and then we're going to bring it in, give it one last go over, kind of clean everything up, and I can put it away until the fall with no gas in it. We'll take it back out, and it'll be ready to get sold at that time. But for now, we're just going to let it run. It's probably going to run for about 20 minutes with the fuel. That'll be enough for that chain to kind of get worked through, and we'll come back and clean that up and lubricate it. So I took it and hit it with the pressure washer right after. It actually still has some fuel in it. I got tired of waiting, but it's probably ran for about 20 minutes. While it's warm, get the oil out of it. Change that. That needs it. It's a lovely color of black. And probably when the oil is out, we'll flip it back up. I'll deal with the chain situation. We'll lube all that and put the belly pan back on, and we can start reassembling. Kind of give it a quick wipe down. I'm not that concerned with detailing it all, because it's going to sit for another 6 to 8 months before I can go and sell it. And again, I'm going to run the rest of the fuel out, get all the fuel out, clean it up, and when it comes back out in the fall, we'll give it another once over. I can still fix the handle. Probably can go deal with that right now. Looks like it was loose in the factory and just kind of kept rattling and rattling, just kept eating the plastic away till nothing was left. So it looks pretty good. Chain looks like it's not having any clumpies in it anymore. And I wiped off the excess that was on there, and now I'm just going to go back with, this is just like a 30 weight motor oil. The only thing you want to watch out for is that you don't get so much on there that this surface gets oil on it, this or the disc. You want those two areas to stay dry. So I'm going to kind of let that soak in a little bit, let it spin around, and then I'm going to wipe off again with a rag the excess on there so it doesn't splash onto any of those components. And for that selector shaft, I want to put a little bit of grease on there. And the grease, it really doesn't need lubrication for the movement part of it. It's more just to keep the corrosion down. So I'm going to dab a little bit of that on there. And again, the same idea, you're just trying to make it so it doesn't fling onto. That should be fine. It'll wipe off the excess on the chain. See if we can get that back on. That should be good. So this is the setup that was in there. This piece threads onto the selector, and it had a bolt going through, and that's how it was attached. But that's been rattling around in there so long, it's just kind of really egged itself out to the point where I don't think it's going to go come back. But I do have a selection of knobs, and that guy looks fairly close to possibly just pressing right in there. So I think we'll give that a shot as a replacement. Hopefully it doesn't explode like that. Good thing I got another one. So I have one that actually will just thread right on there. That should be good. Price was right. It's free. So that's probably gonna be pretty much it on this guy. Give it a kind of a once over. Everything's been lubed and wiped down on the inside. Everything is set to where it should. Oil's been changed. Shear pins seem like they're okay. I don't see anything that needs any more dressing on it, other than the fact it's a little on the ugly side. Just needs a little bit of cleaning up. But I'm gonna worry about that when fall comes along and I stick it out front or put it on Craigslist to go and get rid of it. But for now, it should be good. Again, probably got what, we got $5 in it. Change the oil and put a knob on the shifter. Other than that, really nothing got put in it. Belts were okay, especially the auger belt. The drive belt has a couple little cracks in it, but they do not see the workload that the auger does. So we're gonna let that slide with what's in there. And it's probably, I don't know, between 150 and 250 worth on the open market. It all depends on how much snow there is. This new is probably $6.99 to $7.99, right in that area. So doesn't have many hours on it. Looking by the wear on the shoes, they haven't been flipped over yet. The cutting edge on the bottom does not have a bunch of wear on it. It's still at its fully retracted position. As it wears, you keep sliding that down more and more. Well, it's still all the way up. You can see that. See this? See the slides? So that blade can get slid down a lot further yet. And another telltale sign is usually right in this area. You'll see a bunch of dents and stuff from the impeller on the inside. Stuff kind of coming up and hitting it, especially if you have a gravel driveway. So it looks fairly decent, like it hasn't been beat up. The augers in the impeller themselves look fairly decent. They're not stoved over to the one side anywhere. Well, that's it, guys. I'm gonna go wrap it up, get this off my bench, get it to run out of gas, and park it out in the back 40 tent garage there till the season comes. So again, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and we'll do it again later.